Economist Greg Jericho is from the Australia Institute. Greg, the ACCC is lawyered up on behalf of consumers. Will the supermarkets be worried about it?
Probably, but probably not as much as we would hope them to be worried. I mean, let's give some context to this. Woolworths' earnings before tax was around $3 billion last year. Coles was around a bit over $2 billion. What size, fines could they possibly be levied, even if they were sort of 10 million or so? It might be just seen as the cost of doing business for them. When you get such a bad sort of brand hit like this, you'd hope that consumers are able to, as they say, vote with your feet, but your feet really can't take you anywhere else except for Coles or Woolies. So I think Coles or Woolies are going to go, yeah, okay, you caught us this time, but what are you going to do about it?
The ACCC would still have to win this case in the first place for it really to make any difference. And this is what I don't quite understand. How are they going to be able to prove or even to tell what is genuine inflation on a product that has then come down a bit later and what was just artificially pumping the price up so they could say it was discounted when it wasn't really?
Yeah, this is my big concern as well because, you look at how long this investigation is going. The ACCC's got evidence of 15 and 20 months worth of examples, but also you would know that Woolies and Coles, they've got lawyers too, and they would have been advised that, hey, if you put this at the price for 2 weeks, 22 days or whatever, that clears the hurdle of being able to say, yes, that is the price. So if you cut it from that, it's on sale now. It's going to be very tricky to be able to prove.
On the subject of increasing competition, the Greens and the Coalition are pushing to break up Coles and Woolies. The PM insists he won't. Could you ever see that happening?
Well, I really don't know why the government isn't in favour of doing this. The government's saying, it doesn't get used that often and, we don't need it because we won't use it. I'm like, well, the threat of being able to use it, I think, is pretty good. When you're in this case, we're seeing systemic abuse. We know that, yes, even if they get fined, we'll probably be back here in 5 years' time because they know, well, what are you going to do, government? Nothing. And I think if the government at least has that power of divestiture, the power to break them up, maybe it'll give them pause, especially when, they're really being so brazen in what they're doing.
Greg, is it just me, or has Hughesy started asking much punchier questions since he started wearing glasses on the desk?
I tell you what, that was incredibly incisive, and I kind of, if I didn't know the accent, I would have thought, Waleed, you're going on well there.
What's going on?
Well, all right, give me one more then. Should the supermarkets pay us for using self-serve checkouts? We're doing the work.
Oh my
How about
God,
they pay
he's
us?
on fire.
Well, as someone who now at my supermarket, there's basically no option other than to use them, I'd certainly like to see some of the savings that apparently the supermarkets are making from these being put forward actually into what I'm paying for things rather than these dodgy savings that they're giving. So I'm all for that, Hughesy. That's a good one.
Greg, we'd like to keep talking, but we might as well just ask Hughesy now. So thank you for your time, and we'll speak to you another time.
No worries, Dale. Great to chat.
Thanks for watching. Visit australiainstitute.org.au for all our latest research, commentary and analysis, as well as details for upcoming events and webinars.